Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning to another episode of BYTTT. If you have not hit the like and subscribe button on the YouTube, by all means, take the opportunity to go ahead and do that now. It's right there down below. Also, I have my Instagram and Twitter available. You can go ahead and follow me there. If you haven't put the rocket already on, I do suggest you hit the rocket because that helps the TradingView algorithm so that way they know that I bring quality information. Also, if you don't have a trading community, by all means, come and check us out over at Cheat Code. We have a free live trading floor. Of course, it's the holidays, so schedule is subject to change, but overall, we tend to have a really fun floor. We learn together, we eat together, we cry together, but at the end of the day, you don't have to trade alone. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started with the charts. All right, so looking at the market and where it is right now, it does beg to ask a couple of questions as I'm trying to figure out what is the general plan of the market when it's all said and done. Are they intending to kind of drive the market up or down? Because right now we did push ourselves kind of up, especially how you kind of see NQ. I drew these lines on these angles. This is where I was anticipating that we was probably going to go ahead and reject from, but we blew past this on Friday, came back retest, but we're doing something that's very interesting. Let me zoom in here. We're doing something kind of interesting here, which kind of looks like we're putting in what looks like a double top. Now, I didn't expect us to do anything similar to like a double top, which is a little surprising to me, but it does make things very interesting to see what the market is exactly going to be doing when it's all said and done. Um, look here, you can see this level at 17,040 is giving it a little bit of trouble. That is trying to go ahead and answer that question. Are we going to go through the order block, or are we going to go ahead and actually sit right below it? I thought we was going to get a little bit of support this morning around that 17,000, but we kind of overshot it. We got to like 16,980. I think they hit quite a few stop losses along the way. I'm looking for price compression, especially that we're going into the holidays. Now, I know it's going to be kind of difficult for you to kind of look at it as, price compression and everything else, but the market doesn't always just go in one direction. And if you could see with the way the cheat code algo is kind of doing the angles, we're supposed to be pushing up, but with the stochastic pointing down, I think we're going to retest this level. If we hold above the 50 EMA, we should be relatively fine. So let's see what happens with that along the way. Let's go over to here. We got CL. CL is actually looking kind of good. I like where CL is. We're on top of a bullish order block, and at the same time, we're under a bearish order block. So it's going to make things very interesting. They did kind of destroy my upward trend line that was going to go into the order block, and then it reestablished a brand new angle. Let me kind of change this up a little. Let's call it really here. I know it's going to be a little off because we got these levels here, but I think they came back for the 200 EMA. I think that's what they're here for. So if we hold above the 200 EMA, then I'm probably going to be bullish above $74. And if it doesn't, I'll probably be bearish the moment we could get through the order block. I'm going to call it. There's probably this level, somewhere around $71. Other than that, I think we're going to be dealing with a lot of chop when it comes down to oil. So be careful with your trades on that one as well. Let's go ahead and get into the next ticker. We got gold. Gold does look good. I like where gold is right now. The way gold is moving, it looks like they were trying to get back to that 2150 right about here. But I don't think it's going to have enough oomph for that. So I think we're going to make a higher low here. Sorry, lower high here, so we could start making our way to the downside. I do want to know what's going to happen with this imbalance that we created here. That was some news that came into play, and it kind of created a catalyst, and then that kind of shot itself up. Now, I'm not saying that at the end of the day we're going to go ahead and just, go up there and or we're going to just fill imbalances. I'm not saying any of those things or anything along the lines of that. But what I am saying is that these opportunities do present themselves and you want to kind of like take advantage of those opportunities so that way you can go ahead and make a sound decision. If I am going to play gold right now it's above my bullish line. I'm looking for bullish sides. We did fill this imbalance that was located right here. Hold on, let me highlight this a little bit so you can kind of see it a little bit better. We filled this imbalance that was right about right here, right? There's another imbalance that's over here that can get filled, and of course they could retest this area here by trying to fill this back up. I think the higher probability goes as such. You got high probability A here, high probability B here, and this one's like high probability, I don't know. Let's go with high probability Z maybe, because I do find it kind of hard for them to fill that wig. They're going to need a real strong catalyst coming into January. All right, that is gold. Let's go with ES. ES is looking very interesting. Actually, you know what? I did say I was going to test background music. Let me see if this actually plays on this side out. If you do not hear it by any means, I am actually kind of working on something. Still working with all the tools that I have, and I'm playing around with camera angles if you haven't noticed, and I'm just trying to see if I can actually give it quality more show, but we'll see how that works out. So let me know if y'all hear that in the chat, and kind of have a little bit of a background sound instead of y'all just hearing only my voice. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to the chart. ES on the other hand, it does also look like compressing price at this point, and it does make sense to compress price for ES compared to NQ. ES is trying to get to that 5,000 mark. Now the 5,000 mark is a little difficult for ES. If you think about it, there was a time when we were trying to get to 5,000 right after the pandemic. There was a lot of articles that was going around. If you go to my Instagram, I started doing like a little bit of a breakdown on my news segment, where it was kind of like explaining how I didn't believe we was going to get to 5,000, and we didn't. I think they're going to try to high five 5,000 at this point and try to make it to that upside, but we'll see what happens on the chart. All right. If we look at this level, we're holding this level really, really strong at 47.87, and right now we're compressing price, trying to see where our friends are to try to push us back up. If I do this on a weekly, you could kind of see why I said this is kind of good for ES. Right now, it doesn't look like a double top anymore on the weekly. It more so looks like we're making what can be determined as a upside down H, which is kind of like a scallop or a bull flag breakout. Let me draw this line here. This would be the bull flag breakout right here, and it's probably going to make its way to that upside. Now that is going to be a little far-fetched. I do kind of agree with that I don't think that we're going to do anything egregious where we just kind of like take off like a bottle rocket, but I do think we're going to try to like slap that 5,000, and I don't know, it's in a weird spot. I want it to hit 5,000. I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer or anything, but if it does, we're probably going to put in a bearish divergence, because I don't think we really did it with enough strength. Actually, you know what? Let me do something on a chart that I normally don't do. Let me put a MACD here. Let's do that. Boom. Yeah, that's what I was fearful. Let's look at the histograms here. You could see, like right here, when we kind of made this peak, we were at this level on the oscillators, right? Not the histograms. Don't pay attention to the histograms. The histograms, we kind of like slow churned our way all the way up along the way here, which is probably not what we're going to do here. I think they really want to test, is there enough bulls here so that way they could go ahead and take a nice little stab to that upside. So what I mean by that is, if we make this push up, right, we got this vertical here, let me put that line right here, and then we got this vertical that's potentially going to be here. Unless it gets past here and start heading on the MACD somewhere around here, I will find it very questionable that it's going to actually make the type of trade or type of angle that I was looking for. Because look, when you're dealing with potential divergences, you want to kind of like catch it at the bottom. That way you're not the one that's holding the bag. So you want to kind of catch it where it had the nice little move up roughly around 41.40. We didn't get it. We didn't get it there. We got it somewhere around the ballpark where we probably broke above 45.37 with the order block, because we want to make sure it was going to break the 46.40 that we rejected from before. So I feel like there's a lot of institutional information that's in there, and they're probably going to be the first ones to take their money out of the market. So if we curl right around here, let me go back to the chart. If we curl right around here at this area on the MACD, I'm thinking we're going to make a nice little massive move down, because we should be doing something along the lines of hey, good morning, Casey. How you doing? Probably do an angle kind of something like this into that 5,000, maybe even here. And then we'll probably reject. The oscillator doesn't get that high. We start getting to that light green on the MACD and then start coming its way down. Now, this is a good upward trend on the weekly, but it does beg to ask, can we really make the move to that upside that everybody is anticipating? And if we get there, where are the rest of the bulls going to step in so that way we can hold that position? Lots of questions. All right. Let's go. Actually, let's go to NQ one more time. I want to point out something with that too, right? So kind of similar to what ES is doing, but theirs is already showing. Let me kind of bring this in, right? Bring the MACD, and this is stock MACD. I didn't do any tweaks to the settings or anything like that. Here's the MACD here. Here's that push. Here's that second push. It's showing a little bit better on this one as far as how it's going to handle this potential divergence, right? But the one that really kind of gets me back is trying to figure out, all right, if we do turn here, how far can we fall? Now there's a couple of levels here. We got this level here, 14,112, and coming down even further. Oh, ACN. I think I've heard that name before. I'm gonna check that out, Casey. That looks very interesting. All right, so this is what I am relatively looking for. Also, let's do, because the year is almost over, right? Let's do 12 months. This is our NQ. Looking at it right now. Let me hide the drawings. We basically engulf the engulf. So this makes me wonder, are we going to tweezer top this? Is this just a one big old very long range consolidation? Maybe we actually test all the way back to the bottom and get to 10,000. I would love to see that, because I think that's going to give a lot of investment opportunities. The only thing is, we're going into an election year. Election year tends to be a little more bullish, because no politician want to be the one holding the bag going into election, because it affects the polls. All right, so we'll see what happens there. All right, let me go ahead and speed this up, because I'm taking a little bit longer than I expected, but I kind of got a little deeper into my bag. Let's go to the 2 hour. 2 hour on the British pound. You can kind of see what the British pound is doing. We're basically making lower highs, but we're making higher lows again. So we're going to get this compression type action when it's all said and done, which is the same thing that looks like with NQ. Now, remember, I've said this before, when it's all said and done, NQ goes up, the British pound goes up, ES goes up, everything goes up, but the dollar drops. Dollar is not conducive with the actions that we want for us to make money in the market to the upside. But if the dollar starts to rise, we can start taking our puts and get in a position in that, and we're going to go ahead and dig deep into that one. All right, so the British pound does look like compression, just like the other sides. Natural gas is falling. It had a nice little gap down here, and it looks like it's going to try to make its way all the way down to this bullish order block. Maybe give us a little bit of a bounce, but I do think that some of this imbalance is going to be filled. If y'all remember with my drawings, I was looking for a break of trend lines. It did break them, break here, break there. And I was looking for it to get a bit around here, but I just don't think it has enough steam to get to those areas. So we'll see exactly what happens with that. Let's go with the Russell. The Russell is looking very, very good for more upside. It looks like they're compressing, but they're compressing right below that 20,066. Now remember, I did say I'll be bullish above that 2040. We're above that 2040, and that 2040 is also being used as support. So Russell leads the market. Right now it looks like it's up, and I think we have some more upside. All right, and the last one is the dollar. All right, let me do it like this. The dollar, actually, let me switch my camera. Boom, boom, boom. The dollar is doing something that it's not supposed to do right now. um, we're kind of like chopping up. We're moving up, like we're going to go ahead and continue to the upside. I'm not saying. I know I keep doing that because I always kind of hedge because I just don't want to lead y'all the wrong way when it's all said and done. And I don't want y'all to just load up on puts because I'm being skeptical with this upside. But we're moving up while the dollar is holding its position. There could be a strong possibility when the new year comes in, there's going to be like a rug pull, right? What a rug pull is, make everybody think that we're going to be very, very bullish, and then out of nowhere, it just starts to take all the money out the market, making the dollar bullish, and then guess what ends up happening? Now we got people that's holding the bag that probably jumped in a little late because you didn't do your technical analysis. I'm telling you this right now. If you have not had a real teaching of exactly how to trade, let me go ahead and put this inside of the chat for everybody so that way they know. I'm telling you this right now, my workshops, I teach from every single angle. Got a couple of things that's coming out, which is this Friday, where I teach you where's your trader's identity. Are you a scalper? Are you a swing trader? Are you an investor, a hedger? Like, these are the things we try to pinpoint so that way you can lean on your strengths, make money as you start to learn other skills. Maybe you're a hedger and you want to be able to be a scalper. Let's find out, are you really good at hedging based on your personality and based on your trading style? So go ahead and get the class for that. I only have 3 seats left, so that one's selling out quick. The other one is my trading I'm sorry, the bulls, bears, and brains. So this is basically trading psychology. We're going to look at it from all 3 aspects. You as the individual trader, so that way you can understand how you work. Also, the person that's across from you that's planning to take your money. Remember, it's a zero-sum game. There's somebody on the other side that makes money when you have losses. And then we look at the market as a summation. That way we stay upstream with the market or downstream with the market, because we do not have enough capital for us to move the market, and that is what's going to help you in your trading journey. So by all means, go ahead and get your tickets to those workshops, and this should make you a better trader. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Yeah, I like what's happening overall because it makes the Santa rally kind of hold its position with the dollar still technically is rising, trying to get back above its level. It did make lower lows, so those lower lows is affecting the dollar. It does deserve to kind of be down here, making the market rally. But when we kind of recovered right here and filled this imbalance that was here after that major drop that we created, I kind of took this as a sign that they're going to retest this bearish order block. If they're going to retest it, there could be a couple of times where they'll test it and it won't break through. And there could be a couple of times that it just tested and it treats it like an ice pick and breaks through. I'm leaning on January is going to be the ice pick. It won't be something, let me kind of zoom a little out. It won't be anything extreme where they turn around and just start taking off and then out of nowhere we start feeling this imbalance over here. I don't think we're going to get here or here. Or even maybe here, and I'll give you my idea behind it. I don't think we do that until probably 2024. Sorry, 2025, because at the end of the day, election years tend to be bullish. Go ahead, look, every 4 years, you check out the chart. You tell me what you think, and I think they're going to try to make this a little bit bullish. Probably some scares of price cuts. Then as soon as the election's done, they're going to be like, oh well, at the end of the day, we shouldn't have for our price cuts so quickly. We're gonna have to raise interest rates again, make the market quasi panic, and then we come right back down. That's just how I think they fill those imbalances on the dollar. All right, let's go ahead and get into the chat tickers. I know I made this video a little bit longer than I really wanted to. I do apologize in advance, but at the end of the day, I try to do the best that I can. All right, so go ahead, put in the chat. What tickers are you looking at? What are you looking for? I'll put it against the cheat code algo, and then we'll try to figure out what the market is exactly doing. All right, let me go ahead and grab my other chart. Where are you? Boom, 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 boom. Did I close you off? I think I grabbed you and put you here, didn't I? Yes, I think you are my chart. Nope, you're not my chart. Bear with me. I put things all over the place. SPX. Oh, there we go. All right, I had SPY on it. All right, let's go with what Casey got for us. What you got for us, Casey? You got ACN. I think I've heard about this company before. Yes, Accenture. I knew I heard of it. I just couldn't put my finger on it. All right, so you're saying that you're looking for a long position on the daily, and that daily position should be 355. All right, so I can see the 355. We're at TP4 on the daily, so this thing probably is starting to get ready to get to that toppy area. But it does look like they got one more. This probably giving you that one more push before they start taking their profits. You got a couple imbalances down here that needs to answer the question, can it get that further? What else you got? You got a stop loss of 329. I would say 337. Let's go with 337. I know why you're going with 329, because you want to have this imbalance hold it up, which is completely sound, and I can go with that. Actually, let me take out some of these lines. That way we can see it with the 50 and the 200. I prefer that for this show. But it looks like, from what I'm seeing here, you may get yourself a little bit of a nuisance on this top side. Let me see, is this all-time highs? No, it's not all-time highs. 404 is your target. That is a monthly target. So, okay, so with this one, Casey, I would go with something like a little bit further out as far as an option contract. Maybe even give yourself minimum 5 months, maximum a year. No, maximum 2 years as far as a leap play. I think that is more sound to that. I do want to see some type of consolidation on this one. I'm not going to lie. But the MACD does look good for the monthly, and I think you could probably get this whole entire leg and be able to sell that time back to somebody else when the contract starts to get to its expiration. Of course, the first target I'm going to tell you is 400 for that psychological level. You already know how I am. Psychological levels are very, very important to me. And if we're getting close to those psychological level, I would love for us to just go ahead and get... Oh, actually, we're at entry level already, and we got 3 days. There's no chance that this is going to break at any time soon. Yeah, you know what? Red list. I'm going to put this on the red list. I think we're going to get ourselves a nice little entry. There will be a pullback, so I'm probably going to scale in if I do consider to take this trade. Maybe scale in, treat this area here. Actually, let me go ahead and switch back to the chart. Treat this area here as an order block from about here to here. Change my template. Oh, I didn't say get rid of it. Okay, that's interesting. Why did it do that to my job? Oh, I know why I did that. Trading View, I do ask when you do templates that the templates are not affected by the time. I know why it's doing it. I just don't like why it's doing it. Visibility in all of them. And then because I didn't have my template set, I got to go back and redo all of them. All right, so yeah, so this is the order block that I'm thinking. So my stop loss on those leaps will be probably around below here, maybe even at 323, which kind of comes back to your 329, Casey, which I kind of like, right? Yeah, I'm changing it up. Appreciate you. Yo, I did. It was a really, really good Christmas. Really good Christmas. Got to hang out with the family. But yeah, I like this for a longer term leap, right? Because what I'm thinking in this here is that there's some scalability. You could get into this slowly and let that 329 be your support. And if it blows past 329, my stop loss will be really 323, because I'm looking at this on a monthly scale and looking to get to that 404 with some real time. So I do like where ACN is. If anything, just to give yourself a little bit of an insurance, I will probably put a trend line like this, and that should lead to your 404. And this is what I teach over in my class: rise over run. So that means where everything intersect, my target is the 404. So I'm going to put a nice little level right here, and guess what? I am looking for, by April of 2025, I'm looking for me to go ahead and cash out this position at the very least. So I will probably get a 2026 contract, and that's why I was saying maybe a 2-year contract, because this can take some time. And if it gets there early, great, take your money off the table. If it gets there a little late, at least you got to 2026 to, kind of manage yourself. All right, let me speed up because I'm over here slowing this completely down. and I gotta go at 8. Oh, a little FYI, I will not have any trading class, trading floor this week. I'm gonna take the opportunity to go ahead and work on what would you do Wednesday, my talent competition thing. I'm working on the prizes, and it's gonna be off the chain. By all means, log into my or follow my Instagram and Twitter. I'm gonna be announcing it there, so that way you can get all the information. But yeah, I'm gonna be working on that. I'm almost done on the rules. Also, I am working on new mindset. I'm gonna be completely overhauling the structure on how I was doing it. Of course, I did it with PowerPoint and presentations. Now I'm just gonna go do something a little bit more freelance, and we're gonna go ahead and have some fun. All right. So back to the chart. Let's go with the next one. So you have ARVN. That's not a rival because that's ARVL, which pissed me off. Let's go here to the daily, and let me go ahead and tweak my camera angles again. I don't know. I got a 50 and a 200 crossover, which is a golden cross to the upside. That's a good sign for more upside. We're looking at $40 as an entry. I like that. $40.18. I would say for the most part, I would love to get back at 30, but this is like in the middle of nowhere. Maybe even 36.78 if you're gonna wait for a pullback for scaling in. But at the end of the day, that should be an area of support because whatever is previous resistance turns into support. But you want this imbalance to hold. What's your stop loss? Your stop loss is $34.28. No, sorry, basically $35. I like it. Cheat code algo has a nice flat line right here with the buy signal, letting us know that it shouldn't be below there. So let's call your level would be here at 34. Oop, not there. 34.98. Right? That's where you want your stop. And if we kind of zoom in on the cheat code algo, it's just slightly above, because if it breaks this level and holds, it's going to trigger a sell, and it's going to completely change the dynamic of that. So I love that stop loss 34.98. I think we're almost in the same area of what we're planning on. So I would run with that stop loss there. All right, so let's go ahead and get deeper into this. You have a take profit of 40.18. No, 48.95. 48.95. 46 would be the first part. I would take my profits. 48.95. I would just say target $50. Right? Let your runners get there, and if it gets to 55, 54.71, that's even more money in your pocket. Plus that bullish order block. I'm not sorry. This bullish EMA crossover with the golden cross with a nice imbalance here that looks like it's holding its level right here. That is like a really, really great sign for us to just continue to that upside. I like this one. All right, BR. Let's see, Brent. Oh, well, you could pretty much make money in anything that's oil. The oil has been going like completely nuts right now. As far as like the other oil companies, I like what's happening with it, but I do think it's not going to last long for a certain degree because of the bearish order block on the crude oil. But we'll see what happens. But with Brent, kind of looks similar to the other oil CL, right? I like what it's doing. We're at entry level at 78.80, and it keeps on holding that 78.80. Let's see if we can actually hold that, because you have an entry. Oh, wait a minute. Am I doing that right? Your level says 201. You might have either gave me the wrong ticker or you gave me the wrong levels. But since we are here, oh, that's me. BR1, and where are you? BR Broadridge Financials. My bad. You see, I'm getting deeper into oil, even though I'm not supposed to be there. All right, all right. This one here, Broadridge Financials. All right. If you don't know who KC is, KC loves his low floats. So this one's only 116 million shares out there. So this one does look good. 196 was the entry, so I try to hold that 196. Let's see, 196.71. You have a stop loss of 181. Nah, I know why. You want to. You're looking for a major move too, because your target is 230. All right, so here's where I'll temper it a little bit, and this is all-time highs too. All right, I'm not trying to put a pin or rain on your parade or anything like that, but Casey, what I would suggest is lower that range a little bit. What I would suggest in this one is looking at the level of no more than 195 as a stop loss, and what you want to aim for is probably 220. That probably will give you a 2-to-1 ratio that you like. Now, can you go with the 181? Absolutely. But I think the moment that it gets past 190, that's a problem. That's a problem for a daily chart. Let's go over to the weekly. Let me see if I can see something on the weekly. Okay, I could see it on the weekly. So back to what I was saying before. Do your rise and run, right? You're aiming for the 238, which is coming up on the week, or 236, which is around my 238 here. So I'm gonna put this level here. Rise and run. Look, we got ourselves a nice little run. A conservative run would be this angle here. We're kind of creating a channel. As long as the channel doesn't break on the weekly, Broadridge should go ahead and head to that target. That's what this is telling me. That means at this angle, it's not going to do it till March of 2025. But if we go ahead and look at the most recent angle and being aggressive, then we're probably talking about here and be done somewhere in 2024. So what does this mean, Jeff? You're telling me a lot. I'm saying that for this price movement to happen, you have to think outside the box a bit. So if you want to do this right, I would say aim for the 60 days, because this right here would have to happen in 9 days. It would have to happen in 9 days. And it can't break that angle. I think this angle can break. Oh yeah, we're seeing weakness here and barely a strength here. We're probably going to get a histogram divergence here. It could break. So I would suggest, just temper it just a little bit and go with the first part, which would be the daily. If the daily holds the way it's supposed to, especially with the way the MACD and everything is pointed up, I think that will be a more sound trade than the latter. All right, so let's go ahead and get into MSTR. Now, if you don't know who MSTR is, I would say do some research, right? Because at the end of the day, this guy here is probably the most entertaining guy that you'll ever meet in your life. CEO of MSTR, Michael Saylor. There's even some documentaries on how he tried to skirt some tax fraud stuff. It's just a very entertaining character. But his just general overall demeanor for MSTR, he is very, very, very bullish on crypto. And he basically staked the whole future of his company, MSTR, into it, which is supposed to be a tech company. But then out of nowhere, every time crypto moves, it tends to affect his stock. So this is where you kind of have a little crypto exposure incidentally. So let's go ahead and get into MSTR. MicroStrategies. And this is what it is. Internet software and services, right? And if we go here, MicroStrategy engage in provisions of enterprise analytics and mobile software. The firm designs, develops, markets, and sells software platform through license agreements, cloud-based subscriptions, and related services. Its products packages include Hyper.now, consumer user bundle, a power user bundle. The company was founded by Michael Saylor in November. Oh, I didn't know it was that long. 1989. So this company has been in here for a long minute. But he saw the future in Bitcoin and kind of bet the farm on it. If you ever want to kind of play around with this, just go ahead and get any BTC, hit the little compare tool on your trading view right here, and BTC, let's do USD with the Coinbase, and let's do a new price scale. If you do this, they drop when Bitcoin drop, they rise when Bitcoin rise. They just do everything around Bitcoin. All right, so just to kind of give you an idea of who MSTR is when it's all said and done. All right, so let's go ahead and get deep into this. So Casey is suggesting 629, right? So 629 of an entry. No, sorry, 626. There goes the dyslexia kicking in. 626 which brings us roughly around here. We're already at TP4 and then some. Let's go to the weekly. All right, I think I like it on the weekly, maybe monthly. Oh yeah, you're still an entry level on the monthly, so maybe it's monthly that they're looking for. Let's see how that kind of works out. Uh, yeah, I would say maybe your target of 673 is attainable, but you don't need to go as far as a monthly chart. I think you could get away with a weekly chart. The daily chart is not bad, but I'm out of levels. That's why I kind of came to the weekly. But if you were doing the same thing, I would say 675-ish around here with a nice little angle from here. It would take this much time, which is going to take a long period of time for it to get there. All right, boom. So we're talking about March 2025. But I do think a lot of people are looking at Bitcoin because of the halving to do this angle and stay in this angle. But I don't think that halving is going to hold that far so we can get into January and still be up there. So this one, I wouldn't take it as much of a day swing. I would say at the very least, get some monthly contracts, maybe even get like quarterly contracts so that we could be able to play this to that upside without any hesitation or any flaws whatsoever. All right, I think, stop loss. You have 591. I would say just flat out 600. This thing gets under 600. It's going to try to get through that order block, maybe get back in if it holds inside of the order block. So we'll just go ahead and kind of like box this whole entire area in. I gotta tweak that template. I think I accidentally messed up my template, but it's supposed to be a box. Extend, boom, boom, boom. Right? So I think this whole entire area right here would be an area that everybody's ordering. Probably the best place to get the best price, somewhere around this level, especially that it's pulling back at 612. They're probably going to try to refill this imbalance. Get in roughly around that 550, 560, and then go after those targets. You probably get yourself more than a 2-to-1. You probably get like a 3-to-1, 4-to-1, something along the lines of that. All right. That said, I think we kind of went through the whole gamut. And I appreciate every single one of y'all for going ahead and chiming in with me. And also, like I said, I have my Instagram, I have my Twitter. I'm going to be announcing a really, really, really big announcement about my What Would You Do Wednesday. Great competition. If you're good at trading, you're good at looking at your levels and get it in and get it out. Absolutely, Casey, you're very welcome. I do suggest that you go ahead and follow me. We're going to have a lot of fun. Also, follow me on TradingView. I'm always doing content like this. I try to do it Tuesday through Thursday from 7 to 7:15. But I'm over here playing with new toys, getting new camera angles and all that stuff. That way I can give you good quality information and good quality content. Also, go ahead and subscribe my YouTube channel. I do a lot of mindset stuff. You feel like you're trading alone, that will help you along the way. Check out Infinite Ignition. That's the one that is very, very key and I hold dear to my heart. It will get that fire back in if you feel like trading is very difficult for you. And then also, if you need a community, we have a great community over at Cheat Code. I'm one of the partner coaches over there, so if you want to come check us out, just go ahead, hit us up on the Discord. The link is down below for our website. Get the Discord information, and don't forget your tickets. To take your tickets. There's a little tongue twister there. Don't forget to get your tickets for the workshop that's coming out on Friday, and I will see you there. Have a great morning, my neighbors, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.